The single most important asset sitting in the world's central bank vaults right now is not the dollar, not the euro. It's gold. According to the European Central Bank's June 2026 report, as of the end of 2025, gold made up 27% of global central bank reserves. This is significant, as it officially surpasses U.S. Treasury's holdings of 22%. Gold is now the #1 reserve asset on the planet. Just 1 year earlier, gold was at 20% and Treasuries at 25%. In 12 months, gold flipped the script. Earlier this year, gold hit a mind-blowing $5,595 an ounce. It was the ultimate safe haven rally. But here's the twist. As of July 2026, that same gold is trading at just $4,100 an ounce. It has crashed nearly 27% from its peak in just 6 months. If the whole world is panic buying gold, why is the price tanking right now? Did the central banks get it wrong? Or is there something much bigger happening beneath the surface? I took a dive into this very question, and the answer I found completely flipped my understanding of money. First, we need to understand China's PBOC. Let's start with the biggest buyer, China. More specifically, its central bank, known as the People's Bank of China, or PBOC in short. On June 7th, 2026, the PBOC dropped a number. Gold reserves hit 75 million troy ounces. That's about 2,300 metric tons, or about 8 Airbus A380 airplanes, those huge double-decker ones you might have seen Emirates operate. China's central bank has now added gold to its balance sheet for 19 consecutive months. In 2023 alone, the PBOC bought 225 metric tons, its largest annual increase since 1977. By the first quarter of 2026, reserves hit an all-time high. And that's not all. China's gold reserves are only about 9% of its total official reserves. The global average across central banks is 27%, 3 times more than what PBOC has. Some macroeconomists are suggesting that China has barely started buying. Looking at the 9% number, it does seem to suggest that China is currently on the back foot. There is still a lot of room to keep buying. But why now? The gap in gold ratio for the PBOC versus other central banks has been there for many years. What caused the sudden shift? 3 things: geopolitical tensions, trade wars, and the weaponization of sanctions. China sees the dollar as a potential weapon, and it's hard to blame China to have this thought. Just look at Iran, cut off from the petrodollar banking system. Russia, same thing. Gold is the ultimate final payment asset, controlled by nobody. China isn't just buying metal, it's securing more of a globally accepted payment. And China isn't the only nation that recognizes this. Which brings us to the global stampede. In 2025, global central banks bought a total of 863 tons. A slight slowdown compared to the 3 previous years where central banks bought over 1,000 tons per year. More than double the historical average. In the first quarter of 2026 alone, net purchases topped 244 tons. If you annualize this number, we might see another year where central banks collectively buy another 1,000 tons for 2026. Who's the biggest buyer? Poland. In 2025, Poland bought roughly 100 tons, making it the world's largest net buyer for the second year running. By the end of 2025, Poland's reserves hit 550 tons, overtaking the UK and ranking first in Europe. In January 2026, they announced another 150-ton purchase plan, targeting 700 tons. Their official reason is national security. The governor called gold a zero credit risk asset and a permanent pillar of financial security. I started researching this video thinking it would be all about China, but Kazakhstan, Brazil, Turkey, almost all central banks globally are piling in. Even Malaysia joined in January 2026, its first purchase since 2018. South Korea also looks to resume gold buying for the first time since 2013. This is not a coincidence, this is a global stampede. So why? What was the trigger recently? Well, it started the day trust broke. 3 words: lack of trust. Specifically, trust in the US dollar in treasuries, in a system that uses finance as a weapon. The COVID-19 pandemic, followed by money printing and inflation, eroded trust in fiat currencies. Gold looked attractive again. But the real alarming moment came in 2022. When Western nations froze approximately $300 billion of Russia's central bank assets, it sent shockwaves through the financial world. Suddenly, countries realized their foreign currency reserves could be weaponized. Their money could be turned off like a switch. Gold, unlike fiat currency held in foreign banks, cannot be frozen or sanctioned. It's physical, universally recognized, and outside any single government's control. The World Gold Council's 2026 survey confirms this. An unprecedented 90% of central banks cited gold's performance during crises as a reason for owning it. 85% of emerging market central banks view gold as a hedge against geopolitical risk. The dollar's share of global reserves has fallen to roughly 58%, and 74% of surveyed central banks expect the dollar's share to keep declining. This is central banks voting with their wallets. So gold seems the way forward, but then why are gold prices crashing today? If everyone is buying gold, why is the price of gold dropping to $4,100 today? On one side, you have central banks buying physical gold for the long haul. They don't care about next week's price. They care about 10 years from now. On the other side, you have paper gold, futures, options, ETFs, you name it. And right now, paper gold is getting crushed. Why? Oil. Since March, the recent conflict in Iran has spiked global oil prices, and there still doesn't seem to be an end to it. President Trump recently announced that the ceasefire agreement with Iran is over. Missiles are flying again, and Iran declares the Strait of Hormuz shut once again. When oil spikes, the market panics about inflation. And when inflation panics the market, investors start betting that the Federal Reserve will hike interest rates, or at least keep them painfully high. Here's a simplified rule you need to remember. Gold doesn't pay interest. When rates go up, bonds and the US dollar become more attractive. The dollar strengthens. And when the dollar strengthens, gold prices fall, because it takes fewer dollars to buy an ounce. So the current market logic looks like this. Middle East conflict causes oil prices to surge, which spikes inflation fears, leading to more bets that the Federal Reserve will hike interest rates. This increases the value of the US dollar, and paper gold goes down the drain. That is why we saw a 27% drop from the January high to today's $4,100 level. You have two main players in the gold market right now. Central banks are buying physical gold for safety, while hedge funds are selling paper gold to chase short-term geopolitical trades. They are playing two completely different games. But there is one country who isn't buying gold. That is the United States of America. Despite the entire world's central bank's buying spree, the US is buying nothing at all. The US gold reserves sit at 8,133 tons, the biggest hoard on Earth by a mile. But what's more important is that this number hasn't changed in decades. Not a single gram added. Most of it sits at Fort Knox in Kentucky, over 4,600 tons. The rest is split between the New York Fed's vault, West Point, and the Denver Mint. In 2025, when gold prices started breaking to new record highs, the market value of US gold reserves crossed $1 trillion for the first time in September 2025. But the Federal Reserve didn't buy a single ounce. Interesting, right? What makes it even more intriguing is that in 2025 to 2026, multiple political figures, including Donald Trump, publicly called for an audit of Fort Knox's gold. Elon Musk even asked, who confirms that Fort Knox's gold hasn't been stolen? If even your own country is questioning its own gold reserves, what does that say about trust? For the US, its gold reserves matters more than ever for the US dollar problem. You see, long ago, the US dollar used to be backed by physical gold. That was part of the reason why it became the world's reserve currency, because everyone slept reassured that for every US dollar they held, they could exchange it for physical gold, a precious metal that the entire world would recognize as value. This convertibility was called the gold standard. But ever since Nixon declared the end of this gold standard in 1971, the US printed more and more money that was no longer backed by anything, and had value only because the world still trusted the US to be the responsible nation. Well, this trust is being questioned like never before, from sanctions to wars to insane money printing. Since 2007, the US has more than tripled its money supply. They have printed over $14 trillion into existence from nothing but thin air. In 2025, the credit rating agency Moody's even downgraded US government debt from the highest rating to just the second highest, putting it behind countries like Canada, Denmark, and Germany. To add another layer to this story, BRICS plus nations, a group of 11 countries led by Brazil, Russia, India, and China, are not just buying gold. They're building a whole new financial system around it. In October 2025, BRICS Plus launched a pilot for UNIT, a digital currency prototype that is backed by physical gold. It operates on blockchain infrastructure, backed by a reserve of 40% physical gold and 60% national currencies from core BRICS countries. BRICS' share of global gold holdings has surged from 11.2% in 2019 to 17.4% in April 2026. The nations now hold a total of 6,143 tons of gold, closing in on America's 8,134 tons. The dollar isn't going away tomorrow, but its supremacy as the world's reserve currency is being challenged like never before. And the worst part is, the US is not really doing anything to address this. If anything, recent geopolitical actions like trade wars, sanctions, are sort of shooting themselves in the foot. So where does that leave us? Let's recap. China is buying 19 months straight, 2,313 tons, only 9% of reserves versus 27% global average. Barely started. Poland bought approximately 100 tons, now targeting 700 tons for national security. 89% of central banks plan to keep buying over the next year. 90% say gold performs during crises. The US is sitting on 8,133 tons and not doing much, while the US dollar is being challenged. And BRICS plus nations are building an alternate financial system outside of the US dollar. The global financial order is undergoing a silent seismic rewrite. Short term, gold might dip to $4,000 or even $3,800 if the Fed hikes again. But long term, the trend is clear. When every central bank on earth is doing the same thing, something is up. I hope you learned something from this video like I did when researching this topic. If you did, consider dropping a like and sharing this video. Let me know in the comments what other topics you would like to know more about. I'll try my best to do a deep dive into it. I'll see you in the next one.